What's up, good people? Welcome back to my channel. It's your favorite boy Collins from the Collins Ash, here to give you banger video to some banger people. So if you know you're a banger person, drop me a like and make sure you hit that subscribe button. So you know how it's always difficult for us to choose the best amongst our favorite Nigerian celebrities. Sometimes we even find ourselves fighting and arguing with our friends just to pick the best from the best. Well, today we are going to be doing a comparison of our two very big Nigerian comedy content creators, and that is BrodaShaggi and Mr. Macaroni. This video is going to be very interesting, and I'm going to try and make it as short as I can. And in case you hear any good sound in the background, please, it's my neighbor's good and it's making sound in my video, so please bear with me. So we just can't be comparing people without having basis for our comparisons. I've already made a detailed list of criteria that they have to meet for us to choose who the best of the best is between these two people. Now, we are going to be rating them over 10. So, at the end of our comparison, when we've calculated their ratings for each of the criteria, we divide it and find the percentage. Then we add them to our leaderboard. You have to be here next week to see who goes up or who comes down the leaderboard, because at the end of every video, we are going to have our leaderboard and know who is going to be at the top and who's going to be at the bottom. Some of these criteria that we are going to be using to compare and rate our skit makers are right here with me. I have my chapter here, so I'm going to be reading from there. Number 1, experience. Number 2, originality. Number 3, appropriateness. Number 4, entertainment value. Number 5, teamwork. Number 6, orientation. Number 7, enthusiasm. And number 8, theoretical quality. So these 8 qualities are what we are going to be using to judge our content creators. With all that being said, let's hop into the video already. Now, before we hop into the comparison, we should put in mind that this comparison has nothing to do with their personalities. It is solely based on the content that they put out. So we are not going to be talking about how attractive or stuff like that you get. It's going to be purely based on the content that they put out. Few things you should know are both these creators are very hardworking. They have amazing personalities. They have millions of fans. They're very consistent with their posting, and they've also starred in various movies in the Nigerian industry. Well, remember that this video is not going deep into their personality, but if you want me to do a personality comparison, you can also suggest that down in the comment section. So hopping into the first one, experience. Experience is something that both these creators have in abundance. We are not going to make much emphasis in this criteria. As they grow, they are surely going to learn more and newer skills. In other words, they always find a way of developing the better. So a rating of 5 will be given to each of these creators on experience. Originality. Now, originality is a very important and interesting yardstick in this comparison, because it has to do with how relatable the content they put out is to the general audience. Now, on BrodaShaggi's part, I would say his content is quite relatable because it revolves around the things that happen in the everyday of an average tout or Nigerian street boy. He's also found to do some menial jobs like tailoring, mechanic, carpenter, bricklayer, various things, and these adds to his character. So on originality, BrodaShaggi is going to be having a 9. On the other hand, the theme of Mr. Macaroni's content is usually about a middle-aged Nigerian man, wealthy Nigerian man who has lots of affection for luscious women. When I mean luscious women, I mean well-endowed women. When I mean well-endowed women, I mean luscious women. That is the theme that Mr. Macaroni plays in most of the videos that he puts out. He's always found to fall for well-endowed women, and he's always sending them large sums of money out of the blue. Sometimes he meets most of them for the very first time and might not know anything about these women, and he just ends up sending them large sums of money. It's a nice concept, but I wouldn't say it's very original, because how many times do you see people pop out of their homes and just give women large sums of money? See what I'm saying? So we are going to be giving him a rating of 7 on originality. Moving on to the next yardstick, appropriateness. Appropriateness has to do with how suitable it is for the general audience, which may include children, that these contents contain foul languages or sometimes acts of violence. On BrodaShaggi's side, BrodaShaggi is a tout, so no doubt there are bound to be some certain acts of violence and vulgar languages, because it's inevitable for a Lagos or Nigerian tout to not use bad or harsh words. Sometimes he seems to be cursing, sometimes even fighting in most of his content. Of course, these fights are not real, but sometimes they tend to play very minor roles in the character development of the audience that consume their content. So BrodaShaggi has a rating of 6 on this one. Mr. Macaroni can be said to be somewhat moderate in terms of appropriateness, because there is less usage of foul languages or violent acts in the content that he puts out. He incorporates sentences like "Are you normal?" instead of using strong, insultive words. This gives him a head in this part of the comparison, so he's going to be having a rating of 8. Thumbs up, Mr. Macaroni. Moving to the next criteria, entertainment value. Now, this criteria checks how entertaining the content might be. It's evident that one is sure to get a laugh from both these creators, so I'm sure you all will agree with me that this one is a tie. I hope we give them a rating of 8 on entertainment value. Now the next one is teamwork. Now teamwork is a very tricky one, because teamwork has to do with the total involvement of all participants and members of the particular skit. On BrodaShaggi's part, BrodaShaggi, in my opinion, is a natural leader. Right from the days of Hello Anti-Shaggy, all participants of his skit are very active and are also found to be as talented as the lead creator himself. And because of this, members of his team have been able to build a brand of their own for themselves just by working with him. I'm speaking of the likes of Officer Woos, Anti-Shaggy, Yashaggi, and the likes. So this has gained BrodaShaggi a strong 9 in terms of teamwork. On Mr. Macaroni's end, Mr. Macaroni, being a very talented actor himself, hasn't been able to get very creative members or participants for his content. In my opinion, please don't fight me. Since most times what he often needs are just beautiful, well-endowed women who just stand and play a role they've been assigned to play and don't have any special character to showcase. I hope you understand why I say they aren't as creative as that of BrodaShaggi now. Of course, there are some exceptions, given that he has colleagues like Momiwa. Momiwa is his actual wife, so yes, there are some exceptions, but this has landed in a 7 in terms of teamwork. Orientation. Now, orientation has to do with the general involvement of the total crew in the skit. By involvement, I mean giving of credit to each and every one of the development team for that particular skit. For example, the editors, the camera persons, the cast members, extras, etc. This is a very special one, and I will say that all Nigerian content creators don't fail in doing this, because they never leave any participant of a skit behind. Credit is always given to every participant, no matter the level of relevance they play in the general content development. So both have a strong 10, becoming a very long video. If it's been of any value to you, please don't forget to drop a like, a comment, a suggestion, and subscribe. It really helps your boy out. Moving on to the next one, enthusiasm. How enthusiastic is their content? What is the level of sustaining audience retention throughout their videos? That is what this category is going to be talking about. Now on BrodaShaggi's side, I must say there is never a dull moment while watching BrodaShaggi's content. This is because he always finds a way to break his content into various vital parts, which keeps you wondering what the next move of the character would be. It's just like the way they do cliffhangers in those international series. So BrodaShaggi has earned a 9 on enthusiasm. And Macaroni also has a good level of retaining audience attention, mostly because of the use of funny body languages or facial expressions which just keep you laughing and rolling for minutes. For example, how he does his famous reverse dance whenever he initially sees a sexy woman. This gets one laughing for minutes on stretch without even knowing how long they've been laughing. So Mr. Macaroni has an 8 on this one. he does not, why I say he has an edit, he doesn't do it the way BrodaShaggi does. BrodaShaggi does it like he knows he's doing it intentionally. You get? So Mr. Macaroni has an 8 on this one. Moving on to the next and final one, theoretical quality. Theoretical quality has to do with the kind of message that these contents pass to the society at large. Do they pass any message? What values they put into the audience watching them? That's what theoretical quality talks about. It's big grammar, but don't worry. It's just values and the message that each content passes to the audience. Now, I think BrodaShaggi makes content just for the pleasure and general amusement of the audience, and because of this, his skits don't usually portray much of a message to the society at large. I think from my observations, please nobody should fight me, just tell me if you agree with me. Just tell me if you agree with me in the comment section. Please don't fight me. He has earned a 7 in terms of theoretical quality because I don't think much of a message is passed through his content. Of course, for BrodaShaggi there are some exceptions, but he has earned a 7 in terms of theoretical quality. The brand Macaroni is very well known for the value and message it passes to the audience and general society at large, where most times he makes themes of his content around the effects of child abuse, domestic violence, and one time he was even featured on CNN during the protests of police injustice in 2020. It has truly been a positive influence on the society, and this lands him a very strong 9 in terms of theoretical quality because the value and message he passes through his content is just superb. Thumbs up again, Mr. Macaroni. So guys, that is the end of the detailed comparison. Now let's go straight into calculations because it's already getting late and I don't want this video to get any darker than this. In our table, BrodaShaggi has a 5 on experience, has a 9 for originality, has an 8 for entertainment value, has a 6 for appropriateness, has a 9 for teamwork, has a 10 for orientation, 9 for enthusiasm, and 7 for theoretical value. While Mr. Macaroni, Mr. Macaroni, has a 5 too for experience, 7 for originality, 8 for entertainment value, 8 for appropriateness, 7 for teamwork, 10 for orientation, 8 for enthusiasm, and a 10 for theoretical quality. In calculations for BrodaShaggi, you see that BrodaShaggi bags a drum roll, please. BrodaShaggi bags a whooping 78.5% in this comparison. Meanwhile, making calculations for Mr. Macaroni, we see that Mr. Macaroni bags what? Drum rolls. Mr. Macaroni bags a whooping 76.2, not very far behind BrodaShaggi, and this keeps BrodaShaggi in the top spot on our leaderboard. Wow. BrodaShaggi now has the number 1 spot, followed by Mr. Macaroni, who has the 2nd spot on our leaderboard. Guys, you have to stay updated with this leaderboard because I'll be posting another comparison video just like this next week. So make sure you hit that subscribe button and turn on post notifications, that hit that notification bell so that you won't miss any time I post. If you have any suggestions for who next I should make a comparison on, don't be shy, drop your suggestions down in the comment section. I hope you really enjoyed this video because I did. I don't know about you, but I hope you did. I want to see you guys next time, so don't forget to hit that subscribe button, like this video, turn on post notifications, comment if you agree with today's comparison and rating, or if you think I was wrong, please do let me know down in the comment section. Till next time, I remain Collins Ash.